Hey guys, we're now live with the fifth episode of our Chatting with Friends, and I'm very happy and pleased to let you guys know that we're currently having some more friends joining us, me and Lud. I'm very happy that I will have Lud also available with us for this stream, and I hope we will have at least as many views as we had with the previous streams. With today's stream, we have Kristian from Denmark, from ETC Team Denmark. You guys are live now. You can say hi to the people watching us. It's everybody on screen at the moment. It's okay. One more time because you were muted. Now you can say it.
Hi guys.
Okay, so basically, we're already three of us. There's already three of us. I will probably try to upgrade to Zoom or something like that for the next calls. I mean, when we have more and more people joining us in, it will be for sure that we will need some better platforms and better strategy to connect everybody. I'm just going to check if we're having people joining us. Okay, we have Patrick. Hello, Patrick. Good to have you here. Basically, I'm very happy that we're currently in another level of having people with us and having people joining us in and talking about our hobby, talking about Flames of War, and I'm just hoping that this show will at least live for the time being until most of us will start going for tournaments and see each other in competitions and have fun there and have all the chat and beers we can drink. So basically, I'll let Lud present Kristian to you guys, and then Kristian, you can present yourself if you want. So Lud, you have the mic.
So, thanks, Theodor. Yeah. After we talked with Theodor about what we should do in the stream, we decided to have some friends come over, since this is Flames of War with friends, and Kristian is a good friend of both of us. We have a tradition of meeting each other at least once a year, usually in some, let's say, relatively rare tourist city of Europe, and play miniature games. And yeah, Kristian, why don't you tell about yourself? Who are you and what got you into the hobby?
Well, like most other people, I started playing Warhammer, and I started when I was 12 years old in 8th grade, and it was actually just because I bought some miniatures when I was out shopping with my mom, and it was Space Marines, the first package you got with the Marines standing like this. Yeah, and I just painted them, and then in Denmark we have something called youth club, and in the youth club they had this gaming community, and we started playing Warhammer Fantasy. But actually I've been interested in Second World War since, I don't know, 9th grade or something, and then I joined the army, the Danish army, and I've been in the army for 14 years now.
Whoa.
At the moment I'm, despite the young face. I did 3 tours with the Danish army also in Afghanistan and stuff. And especially working with in the military, I got so interested in Flames of War. And then because Helge, our captain, and Benny, who used to be on the team as well, they also used to play Warhammer. And I met them at a tournament, and they invited me to be on the ETC team. And I've been playing with Benny 40K back in the day in our club. And then we just started to play Flames of War. And I've been on the Danish ETC team since 2013. Won a lot of Danish tournaments, gotten in a lot of top 3 places. And Yeah, my best performance with the Danish team was a 5th place, only 1 point behind 3+ roll, and then we would have been on the podium against France. So, and then we've been a part of the ETC ever since. Since the
Yeah,
second ETC.
we actually played you guys last year, I think.
Yeah.
We've had a blast, and it was a great time. It's always a pleasure playing the Danish team. You guys are pretty, good players, and you're pleasant to have at the table. And it's like the games with you are interactive, and everybody's like trying to win, and you're not slow playing or doing crazy things. And that's a really good thing in tournaments, and people like get those best opponent stars.
Yeah.
And it's quite nice.
Yeah, but the thing is that our team has always been, Denmark is only a small country, 5.6 million. So, like in country, if you take the country into consideration, I think there's like 100, 150, 200 players perhaps. So the amount of players to pick from to go on the team isn't that great. So in comparison with that, we're doing pretty well and always ended up in the top 10 in the past 7 years. So.
Yeah, it's a good job you're doing, and Helge, your captain, is doing a pretty good job organizing your community and organizing your team, and also he's an active member of the international team and of the ETC team, and trying to get those rules of engagement and all those kind of things. And I just want to thank everybody working for the ETC committee and or the organizers for always getting things done. I myself, I'm more of a player than organizer, so basically I like to smash other opponents.
Yeah.
And if I would be involved in rule making or stuff like that, I would be very picky, and I don't want to go there. I'm like, just let you guys decide on the rules, and I will try to play with them. I mean, for example, I don't really like the fact that I cannot take an allied formation for my US Army, so I cannot take a UK British formation. So I'm like very upset about that, but I can totally understand it why, and I totally comply with it, and I can go along and try and hope that we'll get some bulge book for the next year, and maybe have some 80-14 to do something against the Churchills and all those other pesky things. Kristian, thank you very much for joining us. I'm really happy you are here with us, and I really hope you'll be able to join us for our next shows also. I mean, returning friends is always something to be happy about, and we're just trying to have the community having a chat and having a blast and about everything. And what I'm trying to do with this show, and what I've talked with Lud also, that we can build together, and together with you guys, actually, it's something that we need to communicate. And now, I mean, my daughters are doing kindergarten online and doing school online, and everything is going online, and why not talk about our hobby online and have this live streams and have these meetings and decide on things or talk about things, and maybe at a point, I mean, it all started with Battlefront that did this on Twitch, and as I said last show, we will think about going to Twitch also, because it's a much better streaming platform than YouTube. And now YouTube will be like, what? But yeah, it is a better platform. And maybe have people from Battlefront join us in also and talk about life. So talk about ideas we have, and talk about the improvements you can do to the game and to the rule books, and also to the other let's say lists. Kristian, was it an idea that I've got from Lud that you are actually playtesting some lists there?
Yeah.
From Battlefront?
The thing is, I don't know, Lud, the picture I sent you, there's one picture from a game we played last Wednesday, me and Helge, the team captain, and we were testing out the IS2 list, so to speak.
Whoa! So
And,
you already
see?
have access to the Russian books.
No. It was because they during their stream
Yes.
they leaked some photos actually
Yes.
from Battlefront themselves, and
Yes.
they had the HQ unit and they had the platoon.
Yep.
So we
Yes.
made a
Found
list
it.
with
I can share it on the screen.
Yep.
Let's see.
Let's see if loot. I will try to put loot
The
on
resolution might be of
Yeah.
this
It's just poor.
world,
of this
Yeah.
but
world.
let's see what we get on the screen. Can you guys see the?
It's nothing at the moment.
Okay, let's see.
I'll try and send them
Oops.
to you again.
No, it's a problem of Skype being such a
Okay.
great.
All right. It's
yeah,
on
it's-
now.
The picture there shows pretty well how badass the IS-2 is, because the list pretty much was 13 IS-2s, and then we had 2 artillery pieces. I think it's the
Katyushas.
no,
Or
the
76s? Okay.
Yeah. It's just for pinning. And actually, we played Contact, the one where it's very difficult for the defender
Yes.
to counter push, because back in the day, Flames of War was much more like a defender's game where you could just put one team on the objective continuously and then win through time. It's very difficult if you have to push somebody away from the objective, and especially in Contact when you have to counter push. So what I did was that obviously we played on the broad side of the board, and I put 2 IS-2 platoons in reserve, 2x3, and then I just had my 1 IC and 1 platoon on the farthest left objective, and 1 on the furthest right. And I just slowly moved forward with them being in cover. This
Yes.
picture here is actually after I killed the Panthers in the forest, because Helge was continuously blitzing and stormtrooping back, or like shooting back.
Was it an SS list or was it the normal Panthers?
It was the SS Panthers, because they also leaked a picture of them. So Helge has been playtesting 3 Panthers along with 2 Tigers in his list to see
How
they
it
could
goes.
work. Yeah.
Do they work? I don't think they work.
The thing is, the IS-2, because the Germans want to engage on long range, because the IS-2s have 14 anti-tank and worth of anti-tank and 2+ firepower. So I just kept myself out on long range, and then I had front armor 11. So
So for
bounced the shots on.
So for Churchills with the front 11 already being on 12, it will be Panthers for nothing or Tigers for nothing at long ranges.
Yes, but especially the IS-2s, because they are fearless and they hit on 3+ in close combat, and they counterattack on 3+, and they have a cross check of 2+. So I just slowly encompassed them, just drove across the left flank and left 1 IS-2 on the other objective on the right, and then just drove forward with 2s. And
Whoa.
we played 4 turns or 5 turns, I think, and then we just stopped, because we just wanted to see we could go through the motions with the rest of the.
And who came up on top on that?
I did.
So IS2s prevailed against the SS list. So another confirmation that the new book will be stronger than the old books, maybe? It's a conclusion, Kristian, that you can have after this?
Yeah, I think that the thing is that I think if the Tigers get cheaper, it will be better. It's okay that the power is that they have 4+ to be hit, but again, if you have a point deduction, you can have more anti-tank 14. But I would definitely bring, because those lists are going to be at tournaments from now on when Bagration comes.
Mm-hmm.
I would not go there without having pack 43s in nests, for instance.
8017. Yeah, I just bought myself a box. It was on on the daily deal.
Another victim.
Yeah, no, it's not the victim. It's actually some lists, and when we'll get to talk about the German list, I will just showcase it. I think the 8017 is the new deal, and for me, until we get those Yek Tigers and those King Tigers, I would always go for a list from Fortress Europe with at least 2 or 3 Ferdies. Because I think that having 2 or 3 Ferdies against these IS-2s or against Churchills would actually put those IS-2s into greater like danger, because you'll get at least one per turn destroyed, so you can get a platoon, at least one platoon destroyed in 3 turns, right?
Yeah, we were thinking about bringing only 10, but then you have to kill 5 tanks and his formation breaks.
Yeah.
But in this case, I had 2 platoons in reserve. Let's say you're playing no retreat on the small table edge, and you just have a can wall driving forwards, and you don't care if you lose 2 or 3 because you're gonna smash into his infantry, and there's nothing you can do with the 3+ killing his stuff. 1 Faust isn't enough, I think, especially because a lot of people will bring Greyhound and have the morale deduction.
Yeah, so basically it's what we discussed, and it's a confirmation that it will be a heavy tournament for the next ATC. The heavies will play a big part of it. From my point of view, my perspective, infantry lists should have at least 2 or 3 platoons with 8014 being able to withstand these monsters, and why not have some 8017 if available, just to be safe as a defensive team. So I'm not even thinking about going Americans for defensive lists. So they will be like stomped upon, because
Americans can't
the US
handle
is
these
pretty much
things.
an auto attack.
It's an auto attack, or maybe I would say it's a list that it's more of a it's either you go with that Sherman list we showcased and we've presented and we talked about it, and it's I think one of the lists I had the most fun, and I was able to snatch some victories from defensive German players. But other than that, that's very difficult. I mean, it's very difficult for an American list to have. But at least we have British list and we have a Russian list. How do you guys think about that fact? I mean, we had those comments on the ATC forum about the Russian book getting introduced in the bundle for the tournament or not. I mean, there were cons and pros. I mean, people were saying if some of them have, if some people have access to testing the Russian book before others, they will know and they will be prepared, and probably they will not take US list at all. They will just go for Germany, UK, and Russian book. I think that this pandemic did good to the ATC this year, because otherwise we would have had this confrontation with people saying, well, it's you had an advantage or you didn't have an advantage, or things are like this and things are like that. Now that we have 1 year to test, and I really hope that Battlefront will be able to, at least in August, come out with the Russian book, and maybe by the end of the year come out with the Allies book. That will be pretty interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't see something in the Romanian arsenal being very interesting, or being able to cope with IS-2s and Churchills. But I'm thinking maybe some Finnish guns. I
don't know. The thing is, Helge is in the rules department of the ETC, so they might come up with a rule and say that has to be at least 1 list representing each nation. I don't know. They might say that.
That will be unfair, because you would put somebody to play a US list that will always lose. So
yeah.
I mean with the current books we have, with the current availability, it's quite hard for a US player to find a decent book and see how it goes. So guys, I've something prepared for you, and it's actually something related to our Danish fans. One of my teammates, Andrew, who won the ATC single, so he's one of our world champions. He said that he found on Facebook a post by Helge, I think, where he said that the Panzer IV points should be rebalanced.
Yes.
I was actually we had our own discussion on our forum, and we had pros and cons, and we have people saying, okay, but the U.S. Sherman, you cannot have an entire company of 76s, but you can have an entire company of Panzer IVs. And people were like, okay, that's an argument to have the Panzer IV like a little bit more expensive or not. From my point of view, I will try to do a test. I just want you guys to bear with me. I have something installed on the other table. I will just try to. I mean, I have a desk here at my office, and I will just try to see if I can get it, so you guys can see it. Yeah, you should be able to see it on stream, because.
Ooh, what do we have on the table? I see something cool.
Yeah, on the table we have a platoon of Panzer IVs, we have a platoon of US Shermans, 76s, and a platoon of UK Shermans, because I said, why not? Let's try and see how it goes. And I have some dices and some covered there, and that's a box representing a house or a line of sight breaking feature, because I will try to put to do a test. I don't think it will be pretty conclusive or not, but I mean we can roll some dices and see how it goes, and I will try to see if let's put it on the big screen so you guys can see it. You guys won't show on the stream, but people will be able to hear you. Basically, I will go to the desk and I will try to roll and do some scenarios. You guys have to help me out, okay? So you guys tell me what to do. One of my first thing is do simulate two battles between one of these three platoons. Each platoon will take their turn being first into attacking. They will try to shoot at long range and then get closer, and do this either with blitzing or just regular moving, and shooting at targets either being in cover or not. Because it's something that I said, I found myself as a US player, I found some difficulties hitting with my stabilizers. And it was quite hard to be able to hit veteran units gone to ground. And usually I had them shooting back at me, and that was pretty awful. So basically what I'll do, I will just start with those tanks being in cover, those defending being in cover, and those attacking coming out and either shoot at long range or blitz, and see how it goes. You're okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Somebody has to keep the scores, so we should see who wins and who doesn't. Let me just switch to my headphones, so I can hear you guys on the other side. Okay, let's do a test now. One of you guys say something.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us now?
Now?
Yeah. Perfect.
I cannot hear you guys. Okay, let's see. I need to get Skype.
But meanwhile,
Now I should be able to hear you. Okay. Yes. I can hear you guys. One second, one second, because people will not be able to hear you on the stream now. Okay, try now.
One thing I kept in mind when I was reading Helge's post about the Panzer IV is that Battlefront don't earn money on the old guard like me and Ludwig and you two. We all have those tanks and we have everything in our arsenal pretty much. So if they want to draw in new players, they want to play with tanks they've seen in movies like Fury or Band of Brothers or Saving Private Ryan and stuff like that. They don't have all the little nitty-gritty guns and all the shenanigans and stuff. But I think it's a shame because there were more Panzer IVs than all the big cats together. Especially
True.
the stock, the most produced tank in the German arsenal.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I actually had a list of favorite. You guys can hear me?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
So I had a favorite list, a favorite Panzer IV list in my version 3 lists, and they were quite good and actually quite overpowered once I've got to master them and learn how to do the what was that German rule they had?
It was Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper, yeah. So once you master the Stormtrooper, I mean, once you learn that you shouldn't rely on your Stormtrooper, and you should always be careful and work around not having Stormtrooper being so important for your army, then things would get better for you.
Yeah. Especially the Panzer to the Meurs, the old list, the Panzer IVs with Spearhead and scout rules and all kinds of stuff. They were nasty.
Okay, so I will do this. I will keep the you British Shermans play the list. I mean the platoon that will be the winner between the Panzer IVs or the 76s. What do you guys think?
So, which two are you playing against each other now?
So first of all, I will be playing the Panzer IVs against the 76s because I think this is the main issue. These guys would be veterans, so this will be what people will match against. So 22 points, 22 points. Let's see how it goes. Let's see which one will come up on top and see what will happen. I will just go.
I say Shermans.
Shermans.
Yeah, me too.
You guys say that Shermans will win this.
Yep.
Okay, let's see how it goes. I will just to have it. Can you guys note on turns how many tanks get destroyed?
Yes.
Yep.
I'll keep the notes.
Okay, so let's go. I will say Shermans attack first. For the sake of goodness, I will have them in cover. You guys will see this with a bit of delay, so yeah, this is it. I will have this Panzer Force in cover. I know it's not that much, but hey. They will be at long range here, and getting closer would be coming to close range. So what I will do is, what do you guys say? Try a blitz move on the Shermans or not? First.
I assume these are both going to be at short range when you start shooting.
No, we can have this start shooting at long range. So basically, Shermans, I will just try to blitz them. Okay. What do you guys say?
I wouldn't blitz. I would just go out because you have the stabilizers. Don't get too many penalties.
Okay, so
but then again, that's the thing with the Americans. You have because they are veterans, so they have Yankee ingenuity for 3+.
So
that means you can blitz for 3+.
What is
so
what? Let's do it this way. This scenario, we'll have them trying to do a blitz. Okay. Let's see how my rolls go. So let's try a blitz. It's a 4, so the blitz succeeds. Yeah, pass. I will try to move them. So they came they came out. They should be now at long range, but without any penalties for having stabilizers, okay?
Yeah. So hitting on 5s, right?
So conceal down to ground. So that's already...
But Theo, I think you have to take them separately because the tank closest to the Wittmann box can't see the German tank further on the left.
True.
For the sake of our demonstration, we will have to say that everybody can see everybody.
Okay.
What do you say?
Yep.
Okay, so I will need 7s, right? With the Panzer force being gone to ground.
Yes.
So just rolling the 7s. I have a 6. So it's no hits. No hits on the 7. What happens now is that these tanks get to stay at long range and in the open, right?
Yep. So they take their return fire on 5s, right?
So they will take their return fire on 5s. So basically, we'll have 8 shots coming from this Panzer force on 5s. And we have 2 hits. So basically, we will have to see if the front armor 8 will withstand that, right? So first one, it's a 2, so it's a penetrating hit. The second one, it's a 4, it's a glance. So basically now we have a firepower test, which is a 3+, and it's a destroyed tank.
And
now,
the other one?
The other one, it's a 4, so it was 12 against 11. It's a glance, it's nothing. Because it's only 80-11
It bounces off, yeah.
Okay, now, it's the Sherman turn. Should they try to shoot at 6s, or should they try another blitz, or should they try coming in also?
I think if you do the math, it would be better to just try and shoot it out, because if you move, you'll have more penalties. And you can rely on your armor.
This guy...
you can just shoot and scoot back behind the wreck.
Okay, so basically 6 shots, yes? Yeah. Hitting on 6s. Because they are still at long range. And we have 1 hit against the Panzer IV. Let's see how the Panzer IV armor goes. It's a 7 against 12, so I need a 5 up. It's a 1. It's a penetrating hit. And for the sake of it, I will just roll the firepower and see how it goes. It's a 1. It's a bale. I will put it a bale because this is important also. I will just leave it as that. So now is the Panzer IV turn, yes?
But Theo, can you blitz the tanks behind the cover?
Oh yeah, so now we have
shoot and scoot.
A 3+ shoot and scoot.
Yeah.
So, yep, they pass the shoot and scoot. They just go behind. So what happens now is that our Panzer force will get this guy will get his chance to come back. 3+. He comes back. He has a remount of 3+. Don't forget about that. Now, those guys, those Shermans, I mean, these Panzer force, they are defending. They will not want to go out. Those Shermans will have to try and get with this Panzer force into action. What do you suggest now? You suggest coming closer with the 76s, or you suggest just having them there?
It depends whether you're playing like a fair fight where you have to capture his objective as well. Because if you're defending, there's no reason to move.
We are attacking, so if he's holding his objective, he's winning. So this is how it's going to be. I say we try. I mean, we try the blitz once again. The next one we'll do it with the stabilizers and see how it goes. So we'll try for a blitz. It's a 4+. They come out to play. Yes, it's a pass. And now we have 6 shots. These guys didn't shoot, right? Because they just stayed there. So they are going to ground. Yes, so we need 7s once more. And I have 1 6. It's pretty statistically right now. And it's another 6, so What can you say? It's a Panzer IV hit. Let's see the armor save. It's a 7 plus 5. It's 12. So I have a chance for a bail. This is a powerful hit from a 76 gun, so it's a bail. It's a Panzer IV bail. Now those guys had a blitz. They just came out in the open and they just bailed one Panzer IV. Let's see if this Panzer IV, now it's their turn, and let's see if these guys will come back. He comes back, and now they will shoot 8 shots. So full 8 shots shooting at the Shermans, needing 5s. And it's a golden hand. I have 4 hits. This is how I roll my 5s. For the sake of it, we'll have 2 on this guy and 1 for these guys. So this guy has 8 against 11, so he rolls a 1. That's pretty embarrassing. This guy rolls a 6, he's good. This guy has to take 2 saves. He rolls one of them with a 1. So basically 2 penetrating hits. Let's see what happens. Just roll them. So 2 dead. 2 5s, 2 dead. These guys are dead. Now they will have to take a test. 4 plus. It's a 3. They lost. What turn are we in?
It's turn 3.
Turn 3. So turn 3, win for the Panzer IVs, right?
Yeah. Try and reverse the scenario where the Germans are attacking, and because if the Americans have to show the initiative, they have to move out first. Try and make the Germans go out and try and shoot on 6s.
Of course. Now we'll have the Shermans here, and we have them coming on with the stabilizers in close range. So it's Shermans attacking again, coming out with stabilizers this time. We have 8 shots on hitting on 6s, right? No, it's 6s, 7s, because stabilizers. So long range or close range, same thing for the US player. I have 1 6. Let's see if I can hit one. Nope, it's a 4, so it's not the 7 I needed. Basically now the Shermans are exposed. Now we'll have a counterfire from these guys. They will shoot back at 4, yeah?
Yes.
So we have 2 hits. Not that awful. 2 hits, this guy save 7 plus 5. That's a 12, it's good. And the other guy, it's a 2. Let's see if it kills him. It's a 2, so it's a bail. Awful shooting for the Panzer Force, I could say, right? They should have done much more, let's say, damage to the Shermans.
For sure.
Let's try to get this guy back on. He comes back on a 3 plus because he has protected ammo. He doesn't. I rolled a 1, so basically I just have 3 tanks now shooting. They will shoot back at 5s because these guys are in cover, yeah?
Yes.
So 5s, whoa, 6. I have 5 5s. That's a very good Sherman shooting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's
Pretty above average.
yeah. So this guy, he's a 6 against. I just have a 6 to have the bail. Yeah. Yeah, it's a 6. Good save. This one a save. No, he's penetrated. This guy is to bail, so he's not that well-being. These guys, they just failed both of them. This. He fails them. So now firepower for this guy, he's dead. 2 firepower here, yep, is dead. This guy, he's dead. And this guy, let's see if it's bailed. It's not bailed. So we just have 1 more Panzer IV on the table.
Which is testing next turn. Well, okay, he's got a 3 plus.
This,
last stand due to the German.
This is very important. So this is another plus against the Shermans. So he stays on the table. He has 2 shots hitting on 4s. I hit 1. I will not try to swap it to the bailed one just for the sake of it. So I will take an armor save to a normal one, and I'm rolling the sixes like crazy. So basically now the other Sherman will try to come back. He's coming back, another 6. What can you say? Now 8 shots against 1 Panzer IV. Hitting on 5s, and I'm rolling 5 ups and 8 dices. That's a good dice rolls. Good dice rolls.
But just to do the math, Theo, with 8 dices, you should hit with 1/3 of them. So you should
2 of them.
like get 1/3 of it. Like
I
in courage, yeah.
Kristian, the purpose of this demonstration will be to have lady luck on it also, not just statistic.
Okay.
So I will have 5 saves. I need 6s on this on all of this. I just get on 2 of them 6s, so I have 3 firepower shots. Will I miss any of them? I barely passed 1, but he's destroyed. So a win for the Shermans this time, which was in turn
3 2.
On-
3 2.
turn 2, yes?
3.
Turn-
Turn 3.
On attacking turn 3. The other one was on defending turn 3, right?
Yes.
So it was one turn later. Now, let's have these guys, Panzer Force, attacking the Shermans. We'll have it that way. So
I'll
will-
go US wins.
US wins this time, yeah?
Definitely, yes.
They will trust.
Okay, so Panzer Force passed the Blitz test. Yes. Hello, guys.
This is
It-
only if you think of math. They should win.
Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Shooting, yes? I need 7s, right? Because they're...
Yes.
Okay, so I have 3 6s. Let's see if I can hit those 5s. And I have 2 5s. So 2 penetrating hits. 2 hits. Let's see if they go in. This guy has an armor of 8 with a 2, so he's a penetrating hit. This guy has an armor of 8 with a 6, he's good. So a firepower test here, and he's dead. Now, what happens is those German things, they do a shoot and scoot, right?
Yes.
4+.
3+.
Aren't they trained?
No, these guys are veterans.
They're
Three-
veteran. Okay.
3+.
Okay, so you aren't using the Greyhound. Okay.
Yeah, it's 22 points. 22 versus 22. So, Shermans, as we did with the other guys, they don't go for them. Okay? So, next turn, Panzer Force, do the Blitz. Yes, they do. They come out. They do 8 shots, hitting on 7s. I have 3 hits now. Let's see if I can hit any 5s. And I have 1 5, 1 6. So 1 hit. Let's see how it goes. 8 with 6. It's a good one. Now they will do a Blitz, a shoot and scoot, right?
Yes.
It's a pass. I will just keep them there. The Shermans don't shoot. Let's put them back because it's more civilized like that. Now it's turn 3 for the attacking team again. Panzer Force. Yep, they do the Blitz. They will shoot again, 8 dices. And I have no 6s now. So all I have to do is take my 3+ and go back into the cover. And I do. I go back to the cover. Now my turn. Okay, so again, come out. Do the 8 shots. I have 2 6s. Let's hope for 5s. Yeah, I have 1 6. Let's see how the Shermans do. It's a 3, so it's a possible bail, right?
Yes.
3+ to bail. Yep, it's a bail. Now, whoop, 1 dice roll. Let's see if if they go back. Yes, they go back. Let's see if this Sherman comes back. No, he doesn't. It's a 2. Now those Panzer IVs trying to blitz. Yep, they blitz.
It's turn 6 now.
It's 5, I think. Or is it 6?
6, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
6. You have 1 turn to be at the objective now. We'll kind of have to be...
Pushing in.
Yeah, scenario-wise, you should go forward, or otherwise defend everything.
Yeah.
So we'll do it like this. This time, I've blitzed it. I will push in the next turn, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I will not go back with them. I will just keep them there and see how it goes. Then just roll it. I have 2 5s, 2 6s. Let's see if I can hit any 5s coming in. Yeah, 2 hits.
Can I borrow your dice next year?
Well, what can I say? So I will not swap it to the bail guy, as we did with the other test also. So this guy...
Kristian, we have to watch out for Theodor if you come to the Moscow GT.
Yeah.
I bet he'll be playing with those dice.
Yeah.
No. These are my testing dice. So
Okay.
armor 8 plus 3, so it's a possible bail. Armor 8 plus 5, it's good. So here to see if it's a bail, yes. Now, you guys said that I should be going to the objective.
Yep.
I shouldn't try this kind of scheme. But let's say that I have
Well, I mean, to a certain point, that is a good idea. But as the attacker, most of the tournament scenarios we play, the game ends around turn 6, unless it's one of those you play until the other one loses.
Okay, let's say these guys are now at long range. Yes, they will stay at long range. They will not do another shoot and scoot or other funny buzzy thing. I have another bailed Sherman here. Let's not forget about that. Let's try to mount these Shermans. So this guy, he's up. The other guy, he's up. So everybody's up. No tests. I was very close to testing though. But I have 6 returning shots on 5s, right? And I have 3 shots, 3 hits. Long range, those poor Panzer IVs, right? So one has a 7 plus 2, that's a 9, that's a penetrating hit, another penetrating hit, and another penetrating hit. So they all went in. I will just roll everybody for firepower, is just 1 bail and 2 dead. So basically what happened, if I didn't took my shoot and scoot, which for the sake of goodness I'll just do it, it's a 4, so they could have went back and redo everything and kept...
Theo, you passed a lot of 3 pluses in a row, like I think you're up at 8 3 pluses in a row, so you should have failed at one point.
I agree with you, but we said that we'll see how Lady Luck goes. And
Yeah, okay.
so basically I have 2 dead Panzer IVs, and this guy will just a 3 plus to get back. He's back, so he's not testing. These 2 guys are dead, let's say. I will try to move those guys with the blitz. Is it okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, they come in close range.
But what you can do is now, Theo, is to keep them behind the 2 wrecked tanks, so you get cover.
Yes, but
we're pushing for the objective, sorry, yeah.
I'm pushing for the objective. So basically I have 4 shots hitting on 5s. I have 2 shots. 2 shots going in. This Sherman's trying to do something about it. So 7 plus 4, that's possibly bail. And a 5, it's good. So let's see if it's bailed. It's not bailed. Whoa, that's a biggie. I will try a stormtrooper and see if it goes. It goes. So a stormtrooper, yeah, a shoot and scoot. I will put these guys at long range again and go for 6 shots. and we had 3 penetrating hits, and I think that's about history for them. So 2 saves. I have armor 7, so even a 4 can't help me. So basically I'll be dead. Yep. And the other guy, it's a 4 and a 3+, he's dead. Nope, he's just bailed. So one guy, he's still there. He's bailed. Let's see if he remounts. He doesn't remount. If he stays on the table, he stays on the table. So he's not dead. What turn are we in?
It's turn 8 now.
Okay, so I will just end it now because I think this Shermans will kill that guy. Or let's, for the fun of it, let's see how it goes. So that guy.
even if the Shermans wouldn't kill the Panzer IV, the lone Panzer IV right now, he would be off the table at some point.
Let's see. Yeah. So I have 2 hits.
Unless you've left an objective empty, you can pretty much move on with the Shermans now, as long as you have something that holds the objective that the Panzer IVs would go for.
Okay, so these Shermans did 2 hits on that guy on a 5+. Let's see his save. His save are horrible. Let's see their firepower, and that guy is dead. So that took me about 8 turns to destroy a platoon of Panzer IVs.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, it took 3 turns with the vice versa. Sorry, the other way around.
So I would say that the Panzer IVs won. So defending team took 8 turns to kill these guys. The other way around, the Panzer IVs took only 3 turns to kill these guys. Is it that? I think it is like that.
Yeah.
Let's see if this guy, if these guys now, they will just go for it. So they will just, let's try a blitz first, or just go and do the 4 shots and see how it goes. How do you want it to be played?
Just try and put them up without cover, both of them on long range, and just shoot it out. Let's say, because sometimes at ETC the tables are horrible and you don't have any cover at all.
Yeah, but I'm doing something that is close to a realistic scenario. This is why we're doing the dices. We're not just having them front to front, because we are players and players have their skill, and they will use that skill to defend to defeat the other player.
Bjarne has a pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Good comment here.
Take the comments, guys, because I don't see the comments anymore.
Yeah. So according to Bjarne, well, first of all, the Panzer IVs cost too much, but according to him, you'd be better off with 2 Tigers or some Panthers.
Okay, we're not discussing that. I agree with you.
Or maybe even the Stugs, because then you would have more points for other stuff. And the Germans are always on a budget.
I agree with you, but let's keep it. These 2 cost the same. So basically, let's see how they go.
It's a good comparison.
Let's start with these guys coming out and shooting 8 at 7s. Yes, these guys are defending and they will be moving. So I have 2 6s. Let's see how it goes. Maybe a 5. No 5s. Now Shermans shoot back. I had 1 dice more. So 8 dice is shooting back, and they have 4 hits. So everybody got their asses kicked this time. These guys, they didn't do shoot and scoot. They didn't went back to the cover. I'm just keeping them there to come aggressively. So I have a 7 plus 4. That's 11. That's a penetrating hit. 7 plus 1 penetrating hit. It's a 6. It's a good one. I'm saved. And it's a 2. It's penetrating hit. So I have 3 powers to destroy the Panzer IVs, and everybody passes. I have 1 lone Panzer IV there, and let's see if the guy stays on the table. No, he's off. So basically, that's 1 point for the Shermans, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
In turn 1 of defending team.
Yeah.
So whoa, that's massive power.
One thing you should take into consideration also, Theo, is that one thing to think about when you have Panzer IV is that it's a better assault tank, and better an assault tank than the Germans, because it has 3+ close combat to kill
Yes,
stuff.
I'm not going into that. That is a speciality, let's say.
Yeah.
Let's say that medium tanks are not for assaulting anymore. Let's keep it that way. But of course, I like to assault with my Panzer IVs, and my Panzer IV list, it's an assault list with those Panzer IVs, and I really like how the force goes. But I would say that the definite winner is the Sherman tank in a defensive, when those Panzer IVs are just blunt. It's a noob player. He doesn't know what to do. He's just staying there. He doesn't play his shooting scoots, and that's how it goes. For a better player, having Panzer IVs in and doing shoot and scoot and taking care of cover, and maybe pushing on the other objective with some other units, maybe pushing some scouts closer to the objective, maybe pushing those pesky recon infantry to the objective. Those Panzer IVs were there for a lot of time, taking shots and keeping these Shermans busy. Don't you think so? I would say Panzer IVs actually won on that one.
Yes, it took a long time for the Shermans to deal with the Panzer IVs. But the thing is that when you think about a German list versus American list, the Americans have so many more assets available, and we have to think about what else would have happened during the battle.
And especially also if you passed beyond. I know we think about Lady Luck, but I'm a guy of science, so if you take math into consideration,
listen,
you wouldn't have passed so many 3+.
If you take math into consideration, this will be a game of mathematics. But I think Battlefront, what they did very good with the version 4, changing those characteristics from, you're veteran, but you're trained, but your blitz skill is 3+, or doing those, you're fearless, but your counterattack is 5+, or this kind of things, or you're confident, but your stay on the table motivation test is 3+. Yeah, last time it's better. Okay, I will put U.S. Shermans against English Shermans just for the fun of it, or no, because our issue is with the Panzer IVs. I will put the Panzer IVs in the UK and see how these UK Shermans do. What do you guys say? I will do it much faster this time. So, blitzing on the British tanks, 4+, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they passed it. They come to play. I have 6 80-10 shots hitting on 7s. I have 2 6s. Let's see if any of these go in. Yeah, I have 1 going in. And I have 2 Firefly. Nothing. So it's 180-10 against 7. It's a glance for the Panzer IVs, no problem. The British tanks can't do anything. They just stay there and hope for the best. Now Panzer IV shoot at them, 5+. It's 2 hits. This is.
Remember to mistaken target from the Firefly to a regular Sherman.
Okay, so mistaken target from the Firefly. No, so the Firefly has to take 1. He has armor 7, so 7 + 1. Okay, it's in. And the other guy, it's maybe a glance. Let's see if the Firefly dies. Firepower. Yep, he's dead. So Firefly, boom.
That's game over for the British Shermans.
Yeah.
And the other one, it's bailed. So, wow, 17 points. Now you understand why.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They're toast now.
They're toasted now. This guy will come back on a 4+, right?
Yes.
So let's see. No, he's dead. Dead. He's still there. He will shoot his. Everybody will stay and shoot for 6s now. Yes, because they're at long range. So I have one hitting. And this was a save from a Panzer IV. It's a good save. So now returning fire, 8 shots against those Shermans on 5s. I already have 2 hits, so 2 hits. Let's put it on the Bale tank. Let's give them British a chance. Yep. So the Bale tank has a 7+5. It's good. The good tank has a 3, so it's a penetrating hit. It's cocked. Yeah, you'll see the dice. It's cocked. And it's a dead tank. So basically what happens, Shermans have to take a test. This guy comes back. They are good enough. They will shoot back 4 shots, hitting on 6s. We have 2 shots. Let's see how it goes. 10s. So 7 plus 5, it's good. 7 plus 6, it's good. It's abysmal. We'll stop it or just continue and see how it goes.
Oh, just stop it too.
Yeah. I mean, my opinion is that right now the British Sherman 75 tanks are basically just bodyguards for the Firefly.
You know what? You know what I could have tried to shoot smoke. Maybe have these guys come in, shoot smoke, then move into close. Okay, let's say they succeeded shooting. So it's actually it's turn 1. They move. It's the second test we're doing. They moved. These guys will shoot smoke into the Panzer IVs. So we have 6 shots hitting on 6s. No, we have 3 shots. Yeah, with the American. 3 shots hitting on 6s. Whoa, nothing. Let's say that they are smoked, okay? Let's say they are smoked. So they cannot shoot. Now they will shoot back. They will shoot at 6s, so we'll have 6 shots on 6s from the 75s. We have 2 shots, and we have 2 shots from the Firefly on 6s. No, he's missing everything. So close range, these guys have 6 with, whoa, that's enough. And whoa, my saves are like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Rolling 6s like a god. So now 8 shots coming back to those Shermans on 4+. Oh my god, I hit 6 shots. They are mostly dead because it's just 5. Let's see how many 5s up I can do in 6 shots. I just did 1 5 and 1 6. So let's say that the Firefly gets to have the 5. Let's see if it's bailed. And it's bailed. And the others are like, so 2 of them have, 1 is good, and 2 of them have firepowers, and they are dead. So it's just the Firefly who's a little bit bruised, and he's not coming back. So they will test, and they passed it, but they will shoot only 2. On 5s, they hit once. Panzer IV save, no. Okay, chance to kill a Panzer IV, no, it's a bail. This guy to come back. Whoop, yeah. He's back, and now they're dead, I think.
Yeah, but I think, Gio, the way I use my British Army is that I would never go forward with them like that. I would always keep them far away and just have the regular Sherman as meat shield, and just use my Firefly to shoot tanks.
So this way, I will have 6s every time shooting this with the Firefly, yes?
Yeah.
So let's see. Whoa, I have a 6. My Firefly is doing good. And the other guys have 6 shots. On 6s also. Yep, I have 1 more shot. So these Panzer IVs are looking shaky.
I guess what Kristian is going after, it's basically with that 1 Firefly, you can actually hold all those Panzer IVs in cover and keep them there while you do your so-called moves elsewhere without the Panzer force endangering themselves for no reason.
Okay, so let's see how it goes. What do you say?
I mean, it's hard to see what else would go, because I mean, I don't know what. Let's say we have for example, your favorite, the Daimler troop running around in the
Yes.
back,
Yes.
doing Daimler things with
Yes.
dingoes.
Yes.
And or I mean, I don't know. Maybe we have on the other flank. Maybe we have 2 platoons of commandos uh, with Churchill supporting, and just making a mess of your other German flank.
Yeah. And the thing is, Søren is saying that testing equal tank with 1 platoon concealed and the other tank in the open should always end in the tanks in the open being destroyed. And
Yep.
what he's trying to say is that if we took an Excel arc or an calculating engine and set up 1,000 scenarios with the different modifiers, it wouldn't tell anything about them being used in a game. But I think it shows that the Panzer Force, if used correctly, it might be okay. But I still think they should have a point deduction, or the Tigers should be more expensive, or they should just overhaul all the points, because the only thing we see at tournaments is Tigers.
Yeah, tigers everywhere. So now I'm back with you guys. So thank you, Kristian, for the conclusion. I think it's a good conclusion, but I will contradict you. And this is what friends are for, contradicting each other and learning experiences. I think that having only 2 tigers, it will make that Firefly a gold tank. Having four tanks, it will be, I mean, his values will be at least 60%. I mean, he'll be less valuable for your force. I mean, if you're shooting, I mean, it happened to me many times that I've shot down tigers with my 76s. But okay, there were 4 of them, and they were shooting long range, and the guy just rolled a 1, and that was it. And in general, you shouldn't rely on luck, or you shouldn't rely on things like that. But those things tend to happen. I mean, everybody says you should not do that. You should not do that. For me, for example, in Salamanca, you say that I've passed so many 3+s. My opponent, he was a very nice guy from Spain. I'm saying hi to them if he will ever watch this recording or this stream. And
any you guys knowing
Soren,
anybody playing Flames of War, tell them now to get on the stream.
Oh, to get on the stream, yes. So basically, Soren is saying the same thing. The Firefly is much better against tigers. It's like killing scout cars with Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, what happened? He passed. The game was almost over. I mean, I was on the objective. I was winning. It was just him having to test things around, and he said, "What do you think? Shouldn't we just agree for?" I mean, the turn. I mean, time was off. He just had to test things around, and he said, "I will not do my turn, and let's call it a draw." And yeah, he said, "Okay, let's call it a draw. I will not do my turn. It's like this." And I was like, "Well, I want the win. You know, I'm here. I'm competitive. I'm on the objective. I'm like very certain that I will do good and everything will be good." And you cannot go into like so bad, you know. And it was.
But how much time was left to you?
It was over. So time was over. I was the attacking. He had his defending turn to do. So because we started on playing the turn, and the rule was set that if you start the attacking, the opponent can do the opponent thing also. And what happened was that he passed 7 4+s. 7 4+s. He unbailed tanks. He then unpinned his infantry. He moved in with his bazooka on the side of my Sherman. he put that bazooka in, and then I had to do this 3+ firepower, 3+ save and everything, and I failed everything. I failed 5 3+s in a row, and I ended up losing the formation. My formation broke. You
Yeah.
understand?
That's
You
the ETC for you. Even if you're 99% sure you're going to lose, never give up
never
because
give up.
it's
Yes,
a dice game.
yes, and this is why I'm saying, okay, statistically, mathematically talking, Panzer IVs are expensive compared to the veteran 76s. Totally agree with you. It's something that, in a mathematics and theoretically point of view, it's true. But why I like Flames of War is that you never know when things turn the other way around. And once you get to learn how to play your army, and once you get to learn how to play to learn your weaknesses and your strengths, it's certainly a game of like, it's very pleasant to play. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
but you,
it's not that mathematic, and I'm for sure that I'm going to lose. No, I might do the 50 cal killing or the machine gun killing or this kind of things. You know.
but the thing is to the reason why I've done well in tournaments is that I never complain about my dice rolls when I'm reviewing myself because it's a factor in the game. I can only do so much to change with the modifiers of moving around on the terrain. But
So
if I did everything correctly and the dice don't go my way, like one year in HTC, I think was 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, with my it was 2 years ago with my Japanese army, he had to make four plus rolls, and it's a 6% chance for him to win, but it's still 6% chance, and he won against me, and I couldn't do anything else. I did correctly. I had 2 assaults on 2 different objectives, and he had to make all of his counterattack rolls.
okay, and
But
he
he
did.
couldn't.
He couldn't.
He did. He did. He
He
managed
did.
to do it. Yeah.
Yep.
And last year when I won 5 games out of 6, one of the games I played against New Zealand, I had 2 infantry stands in a building, and unfortunately my infantry died, but I had almost destroyed his entire formation. I was contesting the objective, but he had 2 pesky infantry stands in the house, and my entire army was shooting at it. But he continued making 3+ saves. It's nothing I
Yeah.
could do.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make firepower tests, so it's a game of dice in the end.
It is, and what you said, and I want to keep that for our viewers and for everybody. My captain taught me the same thing. I mean, I'm new to in the Flames of War community. I'm playing Flames of War since 2014, and I've just starting like doing competitions and these kind of things. But it's very attractive to me. And my captain said, Dan, told me that you're a bad player if you curse your dices.
Exactly.
You should never complain about your dices. Okay, you can get pissed on a roll. You can get happy on a roll, but always have in mind that statistic always will play it out. So in the end, as you said, if you do 1,000 calculations, in the end, statistic tells the truth. I mean, if you go to enough tournaments and you play good, your dice will not matter. I mean, if your list is good, if you play it good, then that's it. It's your win, and it's something that will bring you the points. I see people in the chat are having a discussion about Firefly and Ferdinands and all these Brits and other things. Yeah, I said Ferdinands will be a good thing for the next for this year for late war. I mean,
The new meta, yeah.
yeah, for if we don't have the bulge or the Bagratian German thing with the King Tigers, or the bulge with King Tigers or Yak Tigers, or maybe we can get some Yak Panthers with AT-15.
To be honest, if let's say the ETC is a different tournament from the other ones, because there you have a chance of pairing your opponent. I would straight away pair the Ferdinand list against the guy who's got Typhoons or something like now, because okay, the Ferdinand guy, he's most likely got some other light assets and maybe some light anti-aircraft guns, but I don't think he will have, for example, 88s, because he's counting on the Ferdinands to do all the heavy anti-tank work. And as soon as the Typhoons manage to kill your Ferdinands wherever they are on the table, the German player's game is his tactic is over. He's lost control of the table.
But the thing is also at the ETC nowadays, that the dice roll is already determined whether on which mission we are to play in each round. So the matchmaking is much more delicate now, especially when you have to choose whether your maneuver list gets an attack card or your attack list gets a maneuver card and stuff like that. So at the ETC, with all the lists being tooled for certain things, I say it's 60% game, or let's say 70% game and 30% matchup, because sometimes you don't stand a chance, and then you'll be thrown under the bus for the rest of the team. And I'd rather have 4 good matchups and then that some guys lose, because it's a team effort.
Okay.
Yeah, with a 4-2, your team wins it. But by the way, now we've been talking about the so-called meta stuff for a while.
Yes.
I'd like to introduce the other side of Kristian, the awesome painter.
All right.
And Wyke sent me a ton of pictures. before we go to the other parts, making confessions of the week. I know Theo's got some confessions from the daily deals. I don't know, Kristian, maybe you have some. Confessions to make hand-on art on stuff you've found. I don't really have pictures to show, but I got some pretty cool news today regarding some purchases. But I'll be showing some of Kristian's work. Some of you guys may have seen these before. There's various pictures. For example, Kristian has painted 2 amazing ETC armies during the last years, and one of them won the Golden Brush from Army Painter.
Yes.
And
nice.
Hold on, I will take control of the screen again so people can see what we have. I hope the resolution is fine.
Your camera is much better today, so. Yeah.
There we go. So we've got small takes on Kristian's amazing Japanese jungle army.
Really nice, man.
Yep. This one was quite something. Unfortunately, I can't use the... Oh, now we can change. Yeah, these were amazing. If you haven't seen... If you want to see the whole army, I suggest you go and check out pictures from ETC. Hold on, it was 2017 in Zagreb, right? Yep.
Yes.
Amazing stuff. Now we're going back to the gaming pictures. Sorry for that. But yeah, hey, by the way, these Churchills, we were discussing, Kristian, by the way, we were discussing the Churchills in our last stream. What's your opinion on the trailers?
As I wrote in the chat last time, is that it is part of the model.
Yeah,
it is part of the model. But I'm just bringing the Churchills for fun. These ones are at my painting table at the moment, and I've done a lot of Hessian armor with a milliput on them, and been painting with oil paints from Mick, trying out new stuff. But I would rather go with Ares or AVREs. I'd rather take like 4 of them, because they are insane and they can actually also assault. And if you read something that people might mistake, is that on the card itself, it says that the Avra or the AVRE.
The Avra, yes.
Yeah, the Avra it ignores the danger close rule.
Yes.
And the thing is,
Yep.
the way we read it, Hilja and I, is that it doesn't matter if you have an infantry stand next to it.
No.
You can just fire a flying dustbin, because it says that on the card. I don't know if they made an errata, but
No,
if you read the card,
it says that it ignores for their unit. It says in the book, I think. Let me see. Let me see.
I can find
I'm
the card.
just scrolling. I'm scrolling through Christian's pictures. Your Shermans look amazing.
They're not in the stream now, I think. Really.
We have a small delay from the Skype part, so they will be seen on the stream.
Let's see. Load. Okay. Now.
The Shermans, because I managed to grab a hold of 2 sets of the old resin Shermans. I think you have them here too.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
actually continue modeling them with even more stowage and hedging.
Yeah, the stowage is why I got them, and I actually managed to get my hands on some old resin Cromwells too.
Yeah, I have them as well. I don't know if they are in the pictures, but I have them as well. The ones
Yeah, we have some. Hold on, we have some in the back.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to see what I'm. Or are you on Skype right now?
Yeah, I'm on
Looking at
Skype,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. So on the back end here.
The thing is
The
that
Achilles are nice too.
the thing is that the ETC now, I think, Ludi, there are so many good painters. You and the rest of the Austrian team, and like at least 2/3 of the Danish team is good painters, and the guys from Portugal, especially Torados, is also a good painter, and it was really fierce, the competition last year, especially for individually best painted. There were so many good armies, and in the end it was like it depends on the way you paint stuff, because a lot of people tend to, in my opinion, if they paint it too realistic, like a 28mm scale, it doesn't pop on the table, because in my opinion you should be drawn in at 4 meters, be amazed at 1 meter, and be stunned at 10 centimeters if you are to win best painted.
By the way, what's Theodor's opinion?
Yes.
You said you're not primarily a painter.
Yes. No.
So what attracts you? What attracts you in a nice army? What, like, let's say the ETC. We have all of our armies on the tables, nicely put up. What makes Theo come over to that one end of the table and go like, holy shit, this is amazing?
Yeah, well, what I really like about 50 mils is that the fact that you can put those really small details. So I really enjoy seeing models painted with attention to details. So I'm not like looking for, okay, he did some good dusting. How do you call them?
You should still share the screen, because it's only in the
Yeah.
Skype, I think. It's not on the stream.
Yeah, it's like this. So it's you do things like you paint. We do the dry brush on a model, or you do these kind of things. And from my point of view, having a 50 mil model with high attention to details, that is a good painting. And for me, I like doing detailing, and I like doing this kind of things. But sometimes I get like, what? It's too much. I mean, I had some models that I really liked painted, and those are like the King Tigers and the Panthers. But I will never bring Panthers and King Tigers to the game, because yeah, not competitive from my point of view.
But I think that in painting nowadays, this is just my own opinion, there's two kinds of painting styles. And in the US, they tend to paint a bit more toony, and I adopted some of the painting style in my style, at least, because they don't paint like, let's say, the barrel of the rifle. They won't paint it in a metal color. They will paint it in a gray for it to show more. Because if you use too many metal colors on a 15 millimeter scale, it won't pop. And I saw your.
I think they do. Why do you say that? I think they do. I think 50 mil metal and metal paints, especially from Vallejo, they are really good. I'm sorry I'm not being at the chair, but I'm bringing my good painted models to show you guys. Ha ha ha. So first of all, I will totally recommend this for doing your British Army. Lud will say, no, go away. Just spray it out.
I've given up on the rattle can a long time ago.
Yeah, so
I'm all the way an airbrush guy nowadays.
yeah,
You should get a tool like this.
I've got these two babies, and I've got a third one on the way.
You know, I have one new one also. So I broken one airbrush, and it's broken, and I bought a new one. Don't tell anybody about that. Yeah, showcase. Now this will do your army in 5 minutes. This will do it in 5 minutes, and it will be like, this is like €8. So €8 at your local shop. You do this, you buy for €3 decent wash. I recommend for GV's Games Workshop washes with the sepia, the green thing. I don't know the name of it, but it's very good for this kind of tones. And your army will be ready in tops 1 day. Tops one day. It's everything on the table, and they're painted and they're good. And I'll show you guys now. I'll show you guys something. Let me make myself a little bit bigger, and I'll show you some things from the period that I was trying to do crazy modeling and do the paintings and all those things. So this is a panther of mine. It'll be hard to see. I will put it on the table actually, because I think I can get a better view on it from on my showcasing table. I will show you guys a king tiger and a panther. Keep in mind that the king tiger, it's been dusted for a long time because I never played it.
Meanwhile, you put it up to one thing I would really like to shout out to everybody and appreciate is that if you go to a Danish tournament or an international tournament for that sake, you won't see black ninja armies, shiny armies, or gray armies. People paint their shit, and I don't care about the skill. I just want it to be painted because everybody has a busy adult life, and if you have to take 1 weekend out of your calendar and travel across Europe or whatever, you don't want to play against unpainted models. I'm simply too old for that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's true. It's as you said, a good example is the ETC. You've got stunning armies next to each other. It's really hard to people go do some crazy extras on their ETC armies.
So these guys, I don't know if you can see it. It's my Hello Kitty panther.
It looks great.
You see? It also has some damages here on the side. Whoop. I don't know if it's focused or not.
It's okay too. It's okay.
Yep, it's good.
So it has some damaging things, and it also has glow-in-the-dark paint in the camo scheme. So basically, if I turn off the lights, they will show off. But yeah, I won't do that because my camera is not made for that. This is my king tiger. Let's put it this way. I've spent a lot of time doing this with some flock and with some, attention to details. Yeah, you see, I can do these kind of things. But then I've spent about 3 days, I think, painting this with airbrush and everything. And then in the end, I never played it. So, I concentrated more on getting the models, getting the list, and then just painted. So this is why,
Yeah.
this is why, this is my testing army. So this
But
is
the
how,
thing is,
this is how they look. I play with them like this for like until I get to the tournaments. And when I get to the tournaments, okay, I do the tracks, I do some shading, and they're good, I think.
yeah. But the thing is, at least it's painted, and in my experience, in playing tabletop wargaming for almost 20 years now, there are three kinds of players in each system. There is the competitive guy that want to win.
Yes.
Then there's the cozy guy who just want to hang out and have a great laugh. And then there's the painter guy that really goes into detail and will say to you, if it's 40k, the fluff isn't right. You cannot bring Space Marines like that. Or in Flames of War, especially with British tanks, the markings are wrong.
Oh yeah.
And it will be like that in every game you go to. And if I've been arranging a lot of tournaments, especially in Denmark, both with Flames of War and Bolt Action, but especially with Flames of War, and it's so difficult as a TO to make everybody happy.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard, and it takes time, and it's difficult. All right, guys. So we've been to the hobbies, we've been to the spray cans, and to the two dual field airbrushing guys, my friends.
So should it be before we close off?
Yes.
Last confessions of the week.
Last confessions of the week, my friend.
So Theo, what have you bought yourself this week? Hobby-wise. And it doesn't have to be only Flames of War.
Hobby-wise, I will have to whisper to you guys because people will hear me, and you know, you bought something again. Yeah. So basically,
we can also talk about what you thought about buying.
yeah, I thought
yes.
yes, I thought about buying some really cool and interesting things, like the pack 43s. So definitely, I will show you guys this list I have for that, and it's also on the topic with Shermans. It's just a small peek. I will not talk about it. It's just, you know, this is how it would look, having Ferdinand's on the table again. I don't know if you guys can see it, not just yet. I will try to share it with you, maybe on Skype, or you guys watch it on the stream and see how it shows.
Yep, it's on the stream.
It's on the stream. So basically, it's a Panzer Grenadier company. It has 2 Panzer Grenadier platoons with Fausts, of course. Then it has mortar. It has the Stummels. You should always have the Stummels. 2 flame tanks just to have your company more beefed. Then 3 early, it's 88s. It's the tanks, you know, the pre-packs, so those that are not on the crucifix, those that are.
Yeah.
Okay, then the Ferdinands, and then the 88s, and the idea is to have in reserve the Panzer Grenadiers with the SDKFZ and the Ferdinands, and yeah, so your Ferdinand should be the first coming into rescue, or otherwise your infantry, depending on what's going on. Basically, I would play this list against the Churchill list. I don't know against an IS-2 list, but I think it will have its chance against the IS-2 list also.
But one thing you should take in consideration now when building lists, I see that this is obviously a defensive list.
Yes.
But what I also tend to look at is, at the ETC we know the missions for each round. But
Yes.
if you're at a regular tournament where the TO rolls a die,
Yes.
we often do that in Denmark, you'll say, I pick defense, and he obviously will pick, let's say, attack.
Yes.
What you should take in consideration is that when you build your army, you know that in most cases I will play these 6 missions.
Yes.
So what I tend to do now is to tool my list in that bracket so it will fit those 6 different missions that I can try to play, you know.
Totally agree with you, and this is what I'm doing when I'm building my list. I'm not showing you guys any of my ETC lists, so
Me neither.
No worries about
So
that.
so basically, these are the lists that people will take to a normal tournament, and I talk on the stream about the fact that usually I think about it. Okay, I will play defensive, and playing defensive against attacking because nobody's taking maneuvers into tournaments. Yeah, cheers to you guys. So
Yes.
drinking. This is drinking, and you should not drink if you're not old enough, and if it's not legal in your country. For that, you have coffee or tea. Otherwise, enjoy your drinks, guys. Basically, what I'm saying is these are lists built for tournaments, and having into consideration that my forces in 3 out of the 6 missions that I will be having as a defender will come on turn 3. On 3
Yeah.
of them, they will come on turn 1. So basically, it's good. Let's say. What will troll me will be a Sherman list choosing defense against this. That will troll me.
Yeah.
That will troll me a little, but I think I will manage to do some miracles with that also. So let's get back to our point of discussion. Basically, it was the Pack 43s. I think I also bought something that they had today on their daily deals. Let me guys show you, and also want to discuss about something they are preparing and why I think daily deals will probably end this week or soon. They have the special announcements on the Flames of War website where they're saying that you should help your local store, and I totally agree with that. I encourage everybody watching the stream. We should help those guys running the stores getting back into the business and getting back into being able to pay their rents and their utilities, because it's a hard thing having a club running at this time when people are not allowed to go, but at least the shops are open. This is what happens in Romania, for example. And okay, some of us are like, oh, maybe we can just come and sneak on and take a small game. And Bogdan, who's the manager here, he's like very,
Go out through the back door.
no. He's a really not strict guy, but he likes to play by the rules. And he said, okay, we'll just have the store open, and you guys can come and buy things and paints and these kind of things, and that's a good thing. What I think it will happen is that the daily deals will go a bit silent or go off at
At
in
the end
the
of the
end.
summer. But
No, I think at the end of May, the latest, because
think?
because everybody is like relaxing their quarantine measures, and I think in Europe at least we should get the economy going again. I mean, okay, it's very nice for me to have my special ideas, have some money for that, and they're expensive. And I mean, as I said on Wednesday stream, I wouldn't buy anti-aircraft units at all. But I've bought American, and I've bought mobile wagons, and I've also learned some new things. And I was like, well, for 4 points you get 8 shots with firepower 4 plus, and 10 shots with firepower 5 plus. That's a good unit for 4 points, don't you think so? I mean, I compared it to the Stuarts, and it's much better than the Stuarts, basically, that anti-aircraft unit. But that's another topic. Go watch the stream on Wednesday. I've explained it there. And what happened to me is that I've bought these anti-aircraft units, and I've suddenly discovered that I could maybe use them in my lists. But otherwise, I think the things that Battlefront sells in the daily deals are not competitive, or they're not for the the majority of players buying from them. They are more for the hobbyists, let's say. and for those eccentric guys that like to have certain models in their armies. What I think is, for example, they give the Daimler armored troop here, and they give the Crusader anti-aircraft troop also. Everybody will have this Crusader anti-aircraft. I don't have any, but everybody will have in their list Crusader anti-aircraft.
It's just to keep the formation intact, I think.
Exactly. Everybody will want at least 2 boxes of Daimler armored car troops to have that carrier list going and showing on the tournaments, which I think is really great, by the way. And for example, matching carriers against Panzer Force.
Yeah, they will lose.
For 22 points invested in carriers against Panzer Force, I'm sure that Panzer Force will always lose.
They will die horribly.
Yeah, much sooner and horribly as what they did against the 76s. And I think it's a good thing they are trying to do this, and I encourage you guys to go and help your local stores. But what I bought in this daily deal, and I really hope that for tomorrow's daily deal, it will be the platoon. I bought the Armor Reconnaissance HQ, and I really hope Battlefront will bring in the platoon tomorrow. I'm really hoping for that.
Just Theo,
Yes.
just to save you from possible interactions with a possibly angry spouse
Yes.
later on.
Yes.
You thought about buying.
I thought about buying this.
HQ.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, so you don't have a Makarov aimed at your head right now?
No.
No.
No, guys. So
everything is all right.
yeah, it's no problem. Yeah. So €8 for this HQ. I would have went and bought like more, but I don't have anything to do with the guys, unfortunately, because I have so much German infantry that I can do 3 lists of 3 platoons of infantry.
I need to show you something that came in today.
All right.
And well, you Kristian and Theo, you both know I bought some Finnish medals like last week or the week before.
Yes.
To bolster my army. Well, this thing happened today, and that's a start for a Finnish winter army.
Whoa.
And then I've had my eye on the Soviet Marine infantry, like the sailors, for a long time. So I decided to put them in the box as well.
Whoa.
So that's
You bought them from
something...
Sweden or what?
No, the summer ones were from Sweden. These were directly from the UK, from Battlefront.
Okay. Nice, man.
But
This hobby, my friends, this hobby.
Oh, yeah. And there might be a box of resin King Tigers that I have to pick up from the post office as well. Maybe.
I had the resins as one as well.
Yeah, I have only one resin King Tiger.
But one thing I really think sucks is that in the fall, the UK will be out of the EU.
Yes.
And there are so many small manufacturers, companies, web shops that makes an alternative models for Flames of War, especially Skytrix and
Or these guys.
Bitter Pigs, yeah.
And stuff like that. And especially now, I'm almost hoarding because there's so many things that I want, and I don't want to pay so much. What's it called? Taxes.
Yes.
Yep.
So I
guys,
just bought a lot of Skytrix Aries now, both them with Saltbridge and the fascines and everything.
Nice. Well, guys, I wouldn't be that concerned about this situation because I think the European Union has some laws that will guarantee that trade will be as it used to be in the past because they actually negotiated this deal with the UK with the Brexit thing. It's not in the interest of UK and European Union either to have taxes between trade. I mean, in the trade thing between UK and EU. But we'll have to see how that things go. How that thing go, and I don't know. I just hope things will stay safe and sound. I'm not a big fan of Brexit. It's their choice. It's their what can I say? They chose this path. I agree with it, but from my point of view, I'm a bit sour. I would have liked them to stay with the European Union, but yeah.
We'll see. But I just hope that they will have some kind of trade agreement because I also play bolt action and there are so many manufacturers that makes alternative models because you cannot have like a trademark on World War II tanks because they are free. It's nobody invented them except Germans and British people back in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
So I like when you have alternative models and hey, where did you get that from? Or that was a cool conversion and stuff.
By the way, talking about bolt action, Kristian, did you notice the Kickstarter of 28 mil Danish troops?
Yeah, yes. Everybody in the Danish community have bought them. So you're gonna be a civil war now.
Oh, okay. So okay. Yeah, I might have got myself some level of.
Yeah, but it's like everybody was saying, "Hey, you should buy them, Chris. You should buy them."
Hello, Andre.
No, I want to play with
everybody else has them.
Yes.
I want to play with French people next time. So my next time is going to be an early war Foreign Legion because I don't want to have Danes like the rest.
Nice.
But so, Kristian, we both did our confessions with Theo. Do you have anything to tell us from this week?
Me?
Or let's say in your case 2 weeks ago, since you're starting on the stream.
But I bought I haven't bought anything from the daily deals because I want to have, as I said earlier, the alternative models from different companies really makes your army stand out. So the Iris is going to be the new thing at tournaments. So I want mine to stand out. So I bought the ones from Skytrix, and then actually I bought so many of them. So at my display, because the bridge is so fragile, because I used the fishing cord I'm planning on using fishing cord to raise the bridge up. So I will
nice.
So I will have some for display at the tournament for painting competition. You just put them on, and then I'll have some for gaming as well. So if you can imagine, I'll have someone that, because the bridge you cannot move it around on the table, it won't work. But it's just looking cool. And then I might put the machines on the models I play with as well.
Nice ones. Okay, guys. Listen.
Yeah, there's going to be some crazy armies at the ETC next year.
For sure.
Because there might have been some how would I say, taking up the stakes last year, maybe.
Yeah.
So
yeah, people.
Some other countries might have interests in.
Lud, it was your idea, and I think everybody that will do dioramas, having their armies into a diorama, which was absolutely great idea.
It was actually another Kristian's idea, to be honest. But
really,
yeah,
good to give him credit.
The Austrian team might have kind of upped the game last year.
Yeah, you guys really did a good job, and it was really nice, and it was pleasant to see and to vote for you guys. I mean,
yeah, we also voted for you guys.
Yeah, it was like, come on, And what happened is that it's top notch, but it's only so much you can do on a 50 mil large base. So I'm really looking forward to see what you guys are going to come up with. I really hope I'll be able to bring my King Tigers to the next ATC. Maybe Battlefront will do some magic and they'll have Bulge ready for next year. I'm not that sure about it.
So you will have you will have the stolen British King Tiger with 22 points of universal carriers protecting.
No, no.
Okay.
And an auto penetrate card for 3 points.
Yeah. No. I mean, I will probably roll with the carriers in all the local tournaments and these kind of things. I don't think the carriers will fit in a ETC list. Unfortunately, you cannot get objectives with carriers that easy, and I think you can do. I mean, you guys said it. Bring in the monsters, and monsters should be. I mean, Andre is working. I know he joined us in for the stream. He's eager to see the T34 lists, and I think they will be a good alternative for the maneuver list, from my point of view. And IS2, I'm pretty much sure somebody will have to play it.
They're going to be in each team. There'll be 13 of those, or 10, but I think 13 at least, because when I played with them, it was my first time using them, and I was just like, I'm just going to go slowly up here and then just sit here and wait and shoot. And then when I finished killing you, I'm just going to move forward, and you can do nothing. Because there are so many of them.
Just as a parting thought, because we'll have to close it up. It's already 2 hours. I've said we'll be streaming for 1 hour, and then we started chatting, and we're not stopping, and we have eight people watching us. So basically, hello, it's a good thing. I'm happy to have everybody on the stream and be able to enjoy this evening. But we have to go home at a point. Myself, I mean, you guys are already home. And as a partnering thought, I would say try to match the IS-2s against British Churchills, running the Achilles, 2 platoons of Achilles. Try to do that and try to see if they will be able to do anything. I think
or 12 points worth of 17-pounders guns, just 4 guns. 12 points.
Yes and no, because I mean, guns will die. I mean, your IS-2s will not go and play with the guns. They will just call in the 76s and hope for the bombardment to do its job. Okay, it will take some turns, and it will be maybe hit or maybe not, because there are 4+ to hit. But those Achilles will come to play only when the IS-2s will be really in short range. So try it out. Tell us how it goes, because you guys have the models and have the time, and that's really great. I hope I'll be able to play one of my friends this weekend somehow, and see if my carrier list will do any good impressions against the German defensive list or some Soviets. I'm thinking of 2 of my friends who I might be able to play against, and I really want to see that going. And I'm really hoping to see how the Americans, with the support of Churchills and Crocodiles, could do, because that will be a list to think about it, and that will be a list to see at least how it goes. I mean, yeah. But otherwise, I think we've settled with some things with this stream. So basically, IS-2s will be something good. It will be something that people will bring to the next ATC. I think we've settled with the fact, I mean, I did, that the points for the Panzer IVs is like, if the player it's a skilled player, and if he knows how to use them, I think the Panzer IVs are reasonably priced from my point of view. Otherwise, I don't know. If you just do the statistics and just play it like that, okay, I agree. Panzer Force should be 20 points or something like that. Tigers, I think they really hit the sweet spot in points wise. I mean, 12 points for a Tiger, I think it's a good thing. Tigers are beasts. I mean, when you play 6 Tigers in a list with the infantry as support and everything, they are so hard to get off the objective. Other than that, you guys have any closing thoughts?
No, not. I mean, not really. There's the. Of course, the Soviet tanks are going to be an interesting thing coming up, and like hobby-wise, it's the coming weeks will be super interesting because we can start, hopefully start playing again. But rest assured, listeners, watchers, we will stay on, hopefully,
Yeah,
because this is absolute. I think chats like these are needed for Flames of War,
yep,
and it's also fun to do. It's because otherwise, a Friday night, we'd be uh, doing well. Okay, we might be by our hobby desks anyway, but I mean, this is something fun to do, and it's super nice to talk with the community, and hopefully we will be able to get the word out to the
yes,
community about the stream, get more of the community involved, and get a let's say a more lucrative discussion going on.
totally.
Not saying that this would have been bad, but it would certainly help to get like a real discussion going on different
Different
topics at some
subs,
point.
different subjects. Yes, I agree with you. Christian, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, first I would like to make a shout out to all the Danes in the chat. I've seen some of my friends from different tournaments and also some from my local club. And then I think that what we really are missing now is to see the British book in action, because due to the epidemic, it got shut down. So I haven't seen any results from tournaments around the world and see how they fared. So I'm really looking forward to see how the British book will do. Also in the comparison to what we talked about with the 1,000 tries in a calculation machine. We need to see the book in action, because we can talk meta all day, but in the end it's a game of dice and it's up to the player. So let's see how it fares.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Totally agree with you guys. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining me. And I will be looking forward to see you again next week. We'll have the stream on Friday. So for you guys watching us, we will do it again on Friday at 9 East European time, East Europe time. And I hope you guys will be able to join us. I hope you guys will be able to comment on everything we've discussed about. I will try to answer everything. For the time being, we'll try to settle with one live stream per week. Probably we'll have it on Mondays once the things get rolling again, and we have the gaming nights on Fridays, and things will be different then. And usually on Monday, for example, the hobby shop is closed here in Romania, so probably in other places also the Monday it's dead hobby day, because everybody has been naughty during the weekend and played his toy soldiers, and now on Monday he has to stay home.
And at least we can cheer people up on a Monday night.
On the Monday nights, yes. But for next stream, be sure to check us out on Friday, 9 o'clock East Europe. That will be 8 o'clock Central European time, and all around the world, you guys do the math. I'm really happy I had Kristian with us, Lud. I'm really happy I had Lud with me. And if you guys have any crazy ideas like the ones we did today with the Panzer Force going against Shermans, please feel free to let us know in the comments, and we get inspired by everything that the community does. So we'll be watching Facebook and all the forums, and when we see a hot topic, we'll try to bring it to the discussion and discuss it with you guys. Thanks again to my dear friends. Thanks to everybody watching us, and see you guys next week.
Ciao.
Ciao, guys.